Hello there, how are you? Today, I want to talk about something that may not be relevant yet for everybody, but it's around age-related hiring. So you're all going to get older. It may apply in a few years' time. But even if you are someone who's a bit younger, this is advice you can share with the suppliers to, or even you could be someone who's in a management position at a reasonably young age, and it can help you understand things from the other side, from the person who's a little bit older. So with regards to age-related hiring, a couple of things you can do as an older candidate. First of all, achievements rule, as they say. It rules whether you a younger candidate, a middle-aged candidate, or an older candidate applying for roles. A focus on measurable and specific is going to make a big difference in your resume and on your LinkedIn profile. So don't be one of those people that has task or responsibilities focused resume. Not in today's market. You are definitely going to show some of your age or show that your resume style is outdated. Achievements, the big thing now, hiring managers, recruiters want to see how you helped. That means you need to demonstrate your value with a focus on your achievements. Second tip, make sure that you're listing your roles from newest to oldest. And you really only need to focus on the roles or the companies for the last 10 years. Anything that's older than that, I would put in as a one-liner summary role where you have the from year and to year, the role title, and the company you worked at. That's all. And that's simply there to show continuity of employment. Your focus needs to be on the last 10 years of work that you've done. Because we know that technologies, processes, procedures, companies, the way they work changes, and they change rapidly. So you don't want to be showing or highlighting that you're outdated. So keep things current. Last 10 years is good. And once again, let me reiterate and remind you to have a focus of strong and measurable achievements. Basically, how you helped. What did you make better? And what did that lead to? So a specific and measurable achievement comes down to what you made better and what the result of that was. That's how you would position that. Have a LinkedIn profile. I work with a number of candidates who are a bit older and they're not even on LinkedIn. You need to have a presence on LinkedIn. It is the global professional platform. All hiring managers or recruiters will go to look at LinkedIn to see if you have a presence there. I've even had some hiring people tell me that people who are not on LinkedIn demonstrate to them that they don't take their careers seriously. So if you want to continue working until you're ready for retirement, and that can be at an age of your, then you need to demonstrate that you are with the times, so to speak. You are on LinkedIn and that you have a strong LinkedIn profile, one that tells a strong and compelling story, professional story, and one with a focus of your strong and specific measurable achievements. Again, achievements rule on LinkedIn as well. If you've taken a break, so say, for example, you're an older candidate, you've decided you're going to take a break, go and travel around, and then you come back from a break. Maybe you've taken a year's break, a 2-year break, whatever. And you decide that you still have a fair bit to contribute to the workforce, you know, your knowledge, your experience, you want to stay engaged, and you're going to go for another role. It's okay to share about that break. You want to show that you've been busy, that you've remained engaged and interested in life, and that you've gone on adventures, that you haven't simply sat at home doing nothing or worse still, ended up in jail. So sometimes people can make that assumption. If you've had long breaks or you've got long breaks on your resume, an assumption can be made that maybe you spent time where you shouldn't have spent time. So just be truthful, you know. You can say, so say if you've had a 2-year break, you could the year, the to and from year that you took the break, and it could be something as simple as a one-liner that states, traveled internationally for a while, or traveled around Australia, or traveled and undertook learning courses, upgraded education, whatever it was that you did. Maybe you volunteered for, right? Maybe you volunteered, wanted to share knowledge in the non-for-profit sector or in a volunteering capacity. You know, maybe you coached or mentored young people for an organization that supports the youth. Whatever it was that you did on your break, and you've decided you want to come back into the workforce, you still have a lot to offer, share that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, and will be highly prized and treasured. And people like to see that you've remained engaged and interested in your community and in society and in having adventures. Learn how to answer a very important interview question that often comes up when you're being interviewed as a slightly older candidate. And the question usually goes, do you have a problem reporting to someone younger, right? So you want to show that you are a lifelong learner, that you embrace change and you're willing to learn, and that you find the innovative minds of younger managers or middle-aged managers interesting, and you would love to learn from, and you would love to have the opportunity to share your knowledge. So make it like a mutual admiration vibe, so to speak. You open to learning from people younger than you, and you're open to sharing the knowledge and the experience that you've gained, the hands-on experience. You know, it is treasured in the workforce. Experience is treasured because there is nothing that beats hands-on experience. You can have all the degrees in the world, you can have all the education in the world, but it is the war stripes, so to speak, that come from hands-on experience, challenges, having to pivot on various tasks and projects and deliver in challenging circumstances. Those are the experiences that we cut our resilience muscles, right? And so they treasured, they valued. And if you position them well, you position your contribution that you can make and your willingness to learn, you're going to be an ideal candidate for a hiring manager. So it's really just to show you that older candidates are highly prized. I know sometimes people have the viewpoint that, you know, I've been out of the workforce for a while, I've taken a break, I may even have retired and I want to come out of retirement, and how is it going to go for me? It's actually going to go fabulously to position yourself well. Find someone to work with, a career coach, someone who's up to date with what's going on in the markets and what they look for. I work with numerous people who tell me they like to hire the gray hairs, as they call them. It's a term of affection and endearment for older candidates. And one of the reasons they like hiring the gray hairs is for their experience, for their knowledge gained through, you know, a couple of decades of hands-on experience, whether it was in leadership or in project management, portfolio management, executive, any of those roles, or simply working consistently succeeding and delivering in projects or tasks or whatever responsibilities came with the role. I don't want you to go out there feeling like, as an older candidate, there isn't place for you. There absolutely is. So, you know, to recap, make sure that You don't outdate yourself by having a resume that doesn't show all of your great experience, right? So what you want is to show things from newest to oldest roles. You want to have a focus on achievements, not tasks and responsibilities like we used to have on resumes in the olden days. You want to have a current LinkedIn profile, a nice, strong, compelling LinkedIn profile. You want to embrace the breaks that you've taken and share them openly and honestly. And you want to know how to answer that most important question. How do you feel about reporting to a younger manager? Best answer is a willingness to learn, to grow. You love innovation and a willingness to contribute and share your knowledge experience. So that's my little tips for today. I hope it helps. And I want you to remember that even as an older candidate, you're highly prized and valued. Embrace it, learn to position yourself well, and reach out if you need any support or help. Have a great day.